Hi, this is Andrea from Northern Whimsy Art Studio. This is the Mosaic Gnome ornament kit. So on this kit you are going to get some green glass with the 3 noses. You have the 3 different gnome bodies or cutouts. You have the red for the hat and the gray for the beard. You're going to need to provide your own pencil. You'll have glue and 2 popsicle sticks. When you get to the second portion of this video, you're going to have a sponge and a cup of grout. To do your grouting video, you're going to reference the Mosaic Mousse grouting video, and it'll show you how to grout your all your mosaic pieces. All the grouting processes are pretty similar, so you can reference that for that. When I get started on my gnome, I use my pencil and I draw a line right across just to make the line for his hat, and then I just kind of make the round for his feet. Right there. So his beard's going to come down there and cover most of that right there. Just some safety stuff. Keep in mind that the glass shards are sharp. Be careful, don't wipe your hand across the counter or the table. It's good to work on a piece of paper or something that you can throw away so that the glass shards kind of stay contained. If you want to use tweezers, they're not provided, but you can use tweezers to help place your pieces if that is helpful for you. This is Weld Bond glue. And it is water soluble, so if you do find that it's a little thicker than you want, you can add a little bit of water to it, just a tiny bit, and it'll help to thin it out some. So I just take my popsicle stick and put a little bit of glue on my popsicle stick to get started. And I want to put enough glue on my piece that it seats the glue or the glass down into it, but does not come up around the top of the pieces. So I just went along that line where I made my pencil line, and that's going to get me started. I don't want to work too far ahead of myself because the glue will dry. So I get that on there, and I start with my red for my hat. And I'm just going to find pieces that have that line or have the shape that I'm wanting. So I'm kind of looking right now for a triangle piece to go right here on the sides of his hat. I found that piece, and look one for the other side. This one's kind of long and narrow. I like that one. I'll put that one there. So I'm trying to keep my pieces inside of my shape so that they don't stick out and are sharp. And then we'll grout in there. So the grout is going to sit down in between the lines of the glass pieces. So you want to leave little spaces in between your glass pieces to allow that grout to go down into. So I'm just finding pieces. That one's not what I'm wanting. I'm going to try something else there. And I'm just creating that line for his hat. So picking a little bit longer, not quite straight ones, but just longer ones to go along that bottom to create that line. Sometimes it takes a minute just to find the right piece to go in where you're wanting it. This one could work. Let's see. I think this is the one. One more time here. There, found it. It just takes a minute sometimes. That's perfect. Okay. So then I'll just start working my way up his hat and filling in all the way up. As I get up here, I don't want to fill in my hole for my ornament or to hang it, so I'm going to leave it open. If you don't want to make it an ornament, you can just put glue right over it and put glass on top. But if you want to hang it, you're going to make sure you leave that hole open there, especially when you're grouting. You're going to use a pencil or something that'll fit into that hole to keep that clear. And just working my way up. So that's all there is to the hat. I'm just going to work my way up over the top. I'm going to go ahead and start on the beard now and show you how I'm going to do the beard. And it's very similar. But I'm going to start with his little nose here. So not real thick on the glue, just thick enough that it the glass can bed down into it. And I'm just opening back up that little spot there. I kind of filled it in with some glue. I'm going to take one of my noses and put that on right now. So it'll go right there in the middle. And I have it just touching the hat there, but just barely. And then I'll try to find pieces. So again, start with my those two whiskers that kind of stick out there. So I'm going to look for 2 triangle pieces that kind of mimic those shapes. I see one right there. Oops. It's going to be a good one for this side. And then one more. This one. It's going to work for here. I think that's the best. Okay, so now I'm just going to start filling in. But because whiskers grow down, I'm going to look for little curved pieces to go around that nose. But I'm going to angle most of my pieces going down so it's growing like whiskers. Push that in. Sometimes just using your pencil or your popsicle stick to get it positioned into place and then push down. It's helpful. This one's got a nice curve to it to go around that nose. And then I'll just start placing pieces. Actually, I'm going to trade this one out. I found one I like better for right there. I think I'll go this one. Kind of a little bit fatter to fit on there. And then you just fill in all around. So that one goes there, I'll put that piece. Okay, so that's the basics of getting the beard on. And I'll come right back after I get this portion on. I'll show you how to do his feet. Okay, so I worked my way down to the beard. And so I just worked my way around his shoes here. So I just am taking longer pieces of glass and setting them down in there. I try to make them a little zigzag. I try not to go too much in a row there, but just leaving his shoes open. So that'll be the green. Let me get down to his shoes. I want this one to be a little longer so it's not quite even with that one. And just staggering them. This is a real tiny one. Actually, I'm going to go with this one right here. Little dark one. And just placing them in, like I said, trying to leave the shoes open. Too long. And one more piece of beard, and then we'll start on his shoes. Okay, so there we have his beard, and then we'll just do a little bit of green down here for his shoes. Just working your way around, trying to find some pieces that have a little curve to them for the end of his toes there. So this one has pretty good little rounded curve. Might use that one. This tiny one curves down some. And really trying to establish the outside edge and then filling in the middle. Okay, so then you have his little tiny shoes there. So that's all there is to it. You're going to work your way up your hat, finish your shoes. And then again, the mosaic mousse grouting video will show you how to do the grouting process for really any of the mosaics. It's going to be very similar. Careful when you mix your grout that you don't use too much water. Add your water very slowly. You want it the consistency of peanut butter. Thanks so much for purchasing kits from Northern Whimsy. Have a great holiday season. Thank you.